Hello everyone, I'm Caroline and today I'm going to show you 3 ideas to make wreaths. Now you may have old wreaths that are a bit tatty, some that need complete redoing, or they could even be wreaths and wreath bases and forms that you bought brand new and you want to know what to do with them. I've got a selection of things here. Now which ones will I be using, which ones not? That'll keep you guessing. Right, no time for chatting, let's get on with crafting. For this first wreath, I'm going to use this pre-bought wreath that I actually picked up second-hand, and it was really messy. So I've spent ages cutting off this set of dead light bulbs that don't work. And there was also one pine cone. Really not enough to count as decorated, I don't think. So I thought I'll jazz this up a little bit. I'll keep that pine cone for another time. I've got this ribbon and look at it. It's 2.5 inches wide or 63 millimeters by 10 yards. I got a load of this in a job lot from eBay a couple of years ago. Ridiculously cheap. Nobody seemed to want it, so I won the auction. And I've also got this that came with the same lot, and this is Deco Mesh. It's finest quality apparently, and you can see it's got a lovely shimmer. I'm sorry, things are a little awkward. I'm not used to having my camera where it is. I had to put it in a weird place to get the height so you can see the whole wreath. So first thing I'm going to do is put my reels on the floor, otherwise you get in a terrible tangle, like that. And then I'm going to put the Deco Mesh over the top of the silver, scrunch it up a little bit near the edge, and then take 2 branches on the outside of the wreath, put it between them, and then twist it like that, and that should be securely in place. Keeping these facing the right way, form a loop. You don't want it really tight, you want it to look quite generous, so about there. Scrunch it up again, and on the inside take 2 branches and twist them again. And we're going to do this all the way around before we do the floofing. So about the same again, and then come to the outside of the wreath, pinch it between 2 branches, and then keep turning your wreath and going from inside to outside to inside to, surprise, surprise, outside. Don't be afraid at this stage to tug your ribbon, make it go where you want it to go. Don't, because this is so stiff where it's a wired ribbon and a Deco Mesh. If you didn't take control of it, it would take control of where it was going. Next we come over to the outside, pinch it, just make sure they're nice and smooth and even first. Now if you're very accurate, you could measure the exact length of the ribbon loop. You could measure the exact distance between where you're fixing it to the actual wreath. As you know, I don't tend to measure things, but this will be fine because even though it may not look perfectly even now, you wait till we've finished. It's going to look lovely. And I'm going to bring this back to the outside, cut it off, pinch it together, and now put that, carefully open up the folds in the branch, put that one in there and fold it on top again. If you see what I mean. I don't know if I explained that very well, but they're both going through the same 2 branches. Make sure they can't escape. And now, I'm going to open those out. So I'm going to put the silver to the outside, the Deco Mesh to the inside, and then alternate that. Silver to the outside, silver to the inside. Silver to the outside, and then silver to the inside. And then if you feel it needs neatening up, you can do that, but don't panic too much because there's going to be so much on this wreath you won't even notice. Somewhere on here I have the loop. There's a hanging loop here, so I'm going to put that at the top, and I'll try to remember where the hanging loop is. Now I'm going to take some baubles to decorate this. Now you can put on 1 bauble, and it looks quite nice, just dotting them around. But I think this looks even better. I take 1 bauble and another different bauble and a smaller bauble. 3 different sizes would be better. I just don't have 3 different sizes. Put them all about halfway down the pipe cleaner and give it a twist. Like that. And then poke your pipe cleaner through your wreath to the back. It can be a bit fiddly, so just take your time, enjoy the moment, pop some Christmas music on, have some fun. Pull it through, twist the back, and I think that looks so much nicer than a single bauble. So I'm going to make another one of those clusters. I can't find any smaller baubles, only that one. I must have more, I just can't find them, so I'm going with the same size. But that doesn't matter, it'll be fine. Halfway down, give it a twist. Don't twist too enthusiastically, otherwise you'll pop the little hangers off. It's not a problem, just pop them back on again, but they're not very firm. Put that one on that. Well, there's a sort of join where the bow goes into the next loop. And then one more. See what happens sometimes? These pop off. Just pop them back on. If they won't behave themselves, then I'll show you how easy it is. Little blob of hot glue. Pop it on, and then it'll stay on a lot better. So I'll put that on that little gap there, and around the back we go, and twist. You can keep rearranging these if you want to, as you squash them and move them about, but that can be done perfectly when it's all finished. That's the best time to actually finish off that job. Now I'm going to take one of these I got for 50p. Always keep an eye out after Christmas, you get brilliant bargains. I'm going to put some hot glue on the feet. Poke it in. Then I'm going to put a little bit where that attaches to a bauble. A little blob of hot glue and attach it to the bauble like that. But what is that reindeer looking at? Well, it is going to need a bow, so let's get a bow on. Because my pipe cleaners are all short, my white ones, I haven't got any white ones left. It's amazing how many of certain colours you use, and I've got like purple that I've hardly used at all. My yellow ones I used a lot at Easter, my pink ones I use all year long, along with some blue, but purple I never seem to use. Give it a bit of a tug to make sure it's nice and secure, then poke it through your bow and attach it to the top of your wreath. If that's enough decoration for you, then you can stop here, but I'm not going to stop here. I've got more to do. So here it is. Now I fiddled with it. I wasn't happy, so I've cut these a little bit shorter, added a few more, and now as a final touches, I'm going to add some of these. Look at those, they are such fun. And they're going to be easy enough to just pop in wherever I think they will add a little something. You may have decided to stop a long time before I have, but I just love this sort of thing looking really flamboyant. One there, and I think we'll put the final one over this side of the bowl. Like that. Oh yes. Oh, I think we need something down there. I've got one left. I'll pop that in like that. That'll just fill the bottom of the wreath too. Now that is a full wreath. Oh, I absolutely love this. It is so much fun. It's just happy. If you wanted a happy wreath, then this is the one. Look at that. I'm not sure. I think that one's a bit long and dangly, isn't he? What can we do with him? And there we go. Oh, yes. Now, look at that. I love it. And I love the way that this reindeer... Oh, my reindeer's popped off. I've done so much fiddling, I knocked my reindeer off. Bit more hot glue. Poor thing. I may have overdone the hot glue now, but hopefully he'll stick. And now we'll see what this looks like up on the wall. This wreath, I'm going to use this vine wreath. I'm not sure if it's grapevine or just vine, but it's a vine wreath. I've got this 2.5-inch ribbon with this really pretty pattern on it and lots of glitter. And also, look at this for glitter. Isn't that wonderful? So this principle works in lots of different styles of wreath. So I'm going to pop my rolls on the floor. Take the end of your ribbon. Make a little loop and pinch the bottom, tie some wire around it and twist it. I like to use pliers for this because it plays havoc with my fingers. And then poke the end of the wire through into your vine wreath. Now, you may decide that you want to keep this wreath for yourself and keep changing it up every year, so you can just leave the wires in. If you want to, you can tighten the wires around, or you've also got the alternative to push the wires in with some hot glue on them and they'll stay there forever, which I recommend if you're going to be selling this sort of thing. So once you've done your little loop, you then attach it, then you make a bigger loop and then attach that in the same way, pinching the end, wrapping some wire, poking the wire into the vine wreath. Then you make another swaggy shape and make another small loop, pinch it, wire it in, pop it into the wreath and continue this all the way around. And then, as you can see, you can alternate the ribbons either side and that makes them look really special. You can do a little loop at every junction if you wanted to. I think that can be a bit overkill when you've got such a thick ribbon on such a small wreath. And you know me, I've had another change of plan. I am going to glue these wires in place. I've decided. I think it'll be a better job. So I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and I can't change this wreath up. It's easily done. Just pop them out, pop some glue on and push them back in again. Shorten them as well if you want to. I'm shortening them just a tiny bit. Glue all the way down because you don't know exactly which bits will be in contact with the wreath. And poke it into place. Now take some of this absolutely stunning gold, it's like a mesh, but it's quite soft and flexible. Take this, make some loops, put some wire around the bottom, tighten it, and then I'm going to glue these into place. Between one of the big swag loops is a little loop. Into the other of the big swag loop, there is no little loop, and in goes one of these gorgeous gold ones. And already that is filling up nicely. Now get yourself some narrower ribbon again. Look at this gorgeous red ribbon with the glittery berries. I just love it. I'm going to cut this into 8-inch pieces, fold them in half and make a little loop and put these at several positions around the wreath just to bring out the colour of the gold. I just think it makes it look so much nicer already. When they are in place, cut yourself some 24-inch pieces of ribbon and make those into a bow shape. Wire the bottom. I'm using a red glitter pipe cleaner this time because it's so much easier on my fingers and I have the right colour. And then snip the ends of the pipe cleaners nice and short and glue them into place. And I'm putting them at the other side or the back end of where I've got this beautiful gauzy type ribbon. Now you can stop there if you want to, but this is me, so I'm not stopping. I've got bits and pieces everywhere here. Christmas in July and Christmas, I'm always in a terrible mess in my studio. Look at this. I've got bits of different projects hanging around ready to be done. And now I'm going to get some baubles, make little clusters. And don't forget, if the end pops off one of your baubles, just hot glue it back into place and it shouldn't come off again as long as you give it plenty of time for the hot glue to cool before you carry on. Now I'm going to glue some little clusters all around the wreath. And now I want to put some of these picks on to make some sort of flyaway shapes. I love flyaway shapes. Take this pick apart. You get so much bang for your buck when you take your little picks apart. And look at that. Oh, I absolutely love it. Now we'll need some more floofing out as usual. It's all been squashed and poked down when I've been doing things, but that will all pick up nicely now. I'll go around, floof it up a little bit, and let's see what this looks like up on my wall. If you're enjoying this video, then please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe because I've got lots more Christmas things coming up and lots more other crafts that I know you're going to enjoy watching. Right, back to crafting.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm.
I got this for 50p at Primark and it had a few little picks of flowers on it or some foliage. And I didn't really like it. I didn't think it did much to it. So I took it all off and I'm going to jazz this up. I got some of this like legs of Christmas tree or garland, I think it was. It just came to me in little bits when I bought a box full of old Christmas decorations. So I'm going to put this onto my circle. And you can either glue it on or you can take 2 branches and twist them around. And then a bit further up, take another 2 branches, twist them around, move them back to the front. This is a bit clattery, sorry. And if you want to, if you've got a big long piece, you can put this all the way around. I'm going to make these 2 smaller pieces work to show you that you really don't have to have fortune in crafting supplies to make something lovely. Those branches are going in that direction. Although this is a shorter piece, it'll be okay, and I'm going to go in the other direction. Make sure you twist enough branches that it will actually hold to the circular shape, otherwise it'll just start to sag. And you can't be doing with a saggy swag. And then straighten up all your branches.
Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down, and the storm.
Now I glue some pine cones to the centre, which can be a little bit tricky and will need a lot of hot glue.
Everything will be okay, 'cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment
And then I'm going to add some berries to the front too. Red berries, I think.
out of nowhere, just us and no one else.
And then to be sure your pine cones don't flop forward, which they could do, put a little spludge of glue underneath where the top of the pine cone is. It's not attached, so it'll move a little bit easily. Pop a nice big wudge of hot glue under it and then give it a press. And now in theory, yep, that holds great. And now add a few more embellishments.
It's Christmas, the first for you and me.
And now I'm going to glue this really cute owl onto the front of the wreath. I just think it gives a real woodland theme. I was going to use these, but they're the wrong size, so I'm not going to use them. Sort out your branches to look good the way you want them to look. They may need quite a bit of tweaking. This came with a twine hanger, so I'm going to leave the twine hanger on for now. I may change my mind, but for the moment, I'm quite happy with that. It was really quick to make and really easy. The pine cones cost me nothing. I picked those up from below a pine tree. And the owl, I think, cost me 10p in a thrift store or charity shop. And a few extra little bits that I had used in other projects and have taken them off. So now, let's see what this looks like up on my display.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe. And I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me.
I thoroughly enjoyed these crafts. Oh, I love making those wreaths. And the flamboyant ones, ooh, they were excess on excess and just look better and better every time I added a new layer. Which one was your favourite? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments. And also let me know if you're going to try any of these ideas. I'll see you all next time. But until then, don't forget, happy crafting and have fun. Bye.
But the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe. And I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow